Hi, friends. Hello, the world. Welcome to this episode of Tools for Humanitarians Who Are Transitioning. So, as usual, every week I've been introducing you to a different tool that you can use to help yourself to transition in the way you want to the life you want to, right? So whether that means leaving the humanitarian world, whether that means entering the humanitarian world, or whether that means staying where you are. So the tool that I want to introduce you today is one of the main tools, or one of the main reasons why people want to leave, or why people can't leave the humanitarian world, or why people want to enter the humanitarian world. And that tool is money. And whether we like it or not, we have to talk about money. If we're not going to talk about it, it will feel like an elephant in the room. We somehow everyone notice, suffers because of it, allegedly, but we don't talk about it, right? So money is one of the reasons I see why many people don't dare to leave the humanitarian world, because they feel like they will lose their stability, they will lose their contract, and they will lose the opportunity to earn the amount that they believe they can't really earn outside of the humanitarian world, right? Or I've been also starting to coach some of the people who want to enter the humanitarian world because they believe that that's the only place where they can earn a certain amount of money that they can't earn outside. So they rather want to go for that job. Now, the way that I want to propose to you how you could look at money is in two ways. And there is no judgment to whichever one you want to use, just be clear as to how you're using it. So money can be used as a tool, or money can be used as a goal. So British people, I think, use the term money as a means or money as the end, right? So whichever the terminology you're familiar with, you can have a look at this two ways to look at it. Now, many of us have problems with money, or we keep feeling shame around money, or we keep feeling insecurity around money, is because we are having a lot of thoughts about it, a lot of judgments about it, a lot of insecurities, uncertainties around it, simply because we haven't really cleared up a lot of the hypocrisies that we have, a lot of the judgment that we have, that many of us maybe haven't even questioned it, many of us haven't even um, realize that this is what we're having, and we're not standing on one of the decisions. We're not owning our truths around money. And that is the reason why we keep having this shame that we shouldn't be earning this much money, or we shouldn't be wanting this much money, or I am getting paid for or compensated for all the suffering, even though that's not really what I want to, but that's where I am and I have to. And these are the things that where we keep having these judgments of ourselves around money, like we shouldn't be wanting this or that, or we shouldn't be doing this or that, and then we keep doing it, right? And the hypocrisies around money as well is that we shouldn't be earning this much money and then we enjoying that money and then feeling like we shouldn't be enjoying it and feeling guilty about it, or I should be spending more time with my family, with my children, but I can't really do that because I have to earn money, and then feeling guilty for sending the money to our children, and not spending time with them, and then having all of those emotions around it. Now, whenever these things happen, we are using money as a goal, right? Meaning that we are staying in the job because we feel like we can't really go somewhere else because we have to earn money. Now, money has become a goal. even though we want to use money as a tool, meaning that we love doing whatever we want to do, and then money is the remuneration for that thing, whether for the service, for the assistance that we're providing, and money comes in as a tool of that we can then use for other things like supporting our family, supporting our loved ones, or supporting ourselves. And then we feel good about that because we're telling ourselves that we're not really doing it for the money, we're doing it for this passion I have, for this cause I want to contribute to, right? So if we're using money as a tool, it seems like more often than not we feel good about ourselves. But think about it, whether we are using it as a tool or as a goal, we just need to be on board um, with our truth, right? So in other words, even if we say that we want to do this so we can get money or we can earn this much money, we just need to own our truth that that's what we're doing. As long as we own our truth about it and stand by that, we'll be fine. It's just that because we're not owning our truth, we're not really telling ourselves that this is what I want, and at least we're not honest with ourselves about it, and we're telling ourselves, oh, I should this or I should that, and if I want this money then I will be greedy or I will be seen greedy, or if I want this money or if I'm doing this for the money then I'm not a good person. And suffering is coming from all of those judgments. And that's why I really wanted to offer some tools to help you really help like yourself to understand all of your thoughts around money, and also question them, whether you want to be judging them, you want to be feeling ashamed, you want to be feeling guilty around it or not. Because think about it, money is a tool if we think of it that way, because money is a neutral number, right? Money is a number, whatever the number is. And the reason why I'm saying it neutral is because think about it. One, like, let's say $10,000 a salary, right? $10,000 an income. For one person, that could be a lot of money. For another person, that could be little money. Why is that? Because if there was a universal truth as to 10,000 being a lot of money, everyone would have to think of it as a lot of money, right? So the reason why it's a neutral circumstance, a neutral number, is it's a fact, it's a number. Everyone has their own opinion about it. Everyone has their own judgment about it. Everyone has their own perspective on whether it's too much or too little or whatever it is. The problem always starts is when we start then telling ourselves that this is something that is making me feel this way, right? When we think that, well, money is making me feel pressure, money is making me feel like I should be doing this work even though I don't want to. Because of money, I'm doing XYZ, and that's when things get problematic, because we are now using the neutral circumstance, the number, to feel in a certain way about ourselves, about our situation, about our lives. But what I really want you to see is that money is the number. That's a number that's very neutral, meaning that it has no effect on us unless we have a thought, a judgment about that money. Now, whether we want to have that judgment about money is very optional, meaning that we can decide not to have it. The question always is, why do I have it? One reason is, of course, because of our society. Society made us believe that this is good, this is bad, right? Earning this much money is okay, but earning this much money is not okay. This is how society probably told us to think about money, and therefore we continue thinking about it without ever questioning it. And that's okay. It's now time maybe to question it. So think about it. Why earning enough, let's say, whatever your enough is, to sustain your family is a good thing. But if it's like 50% more, 100% more, or triple more, quadruple more, it's not okay. Why is that? Because of your thoughts about it. Maybe for some people it is okay to do that. Maybe it's good to do that. But for other people, it's something like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, right? I shouldn't be earning that much more because then I must be a greedy person. Then I must be a bad person. Again, the question is, who decides whether you are a good person or not a good person? What is that a good person? Why earning that much money makes us automatically a bad person? Think about it. Why? And even what is that bad person? Right? So all of these questions, I want you to really like start thinking, like writing down all of your thoughts around money and start thinking and questioning, why do you automatically become a bad person if you earn more than whatever the enough that you consider currently? Right? Or whatever the equivalent of you feeling bad about it if you earn whatever the more. What is that greedy person? Why do you think having this much money makes you automatically greedy? Because it's not the matter of having the money, it's a matter of how you use it, right? It's not the matter of how much money you have, what are the numbers in your account, it's how you use it. And again, how you use it, you can always decide whether this is a good way of spending or a bad way of spending, whatever your definition is. So as long as we keep having these judgments and hypocrisies and insecurities around money, then ironically enough, we will be depending on money, meaning that money, we will be chasing after money, meaning that we will be telling ourselves that we can only stay in this job because we have to earn money. So we will create this dependency with money. And then once we create this dependency with money, then we will not be able to go and seek other job opportunities somewhere else because we're telling ourselves we can only earn money here in this place, right? So we will have now created this dependency and we're not going to seek somewhere else. Even though we could always say that I have this abilities, I have this capacity, I have this experience, and if I really wanted to, I can create this money somewhere else. We could always choose to think that, choose to believe that, and choose to go and do something somewhere else. But because we are so believing that this is the only institution that can help me earn this much money, and I really need this much money because we feel like dependent on it, and therefore we're only finding or only seeking job opportunities there, right? So that's why if we don't want to be dependent on money, meaning attached to money, and where we want to really do the things because we love doing things, because we really believe in the cause, because we really want to make the impact this way, if we really believe in those things, then we also start looking at different opportunities and different places where we can go and create that money, or where we can go and create our work, and then also knowing and trusting that the money will come for the cause that we're doing, for the work that we're doing. That's why the first thing is we need to clear out all of our hypocrisies and judgments around money. And the way that you can do it is have a look at all of your thoughts and beliefs around money and question them. And important, find your truth in it, meaning own your truth in it. Like maybe the truth is you love money, maybe the truth is you don't like money, and maybe the truth is you want to actually do things really the way you want to, and trust that the money will come for the thing that you're doing, for the service that you're providing, or for the cause that you're fighting for, right? So that's why owning it, like being clear on what is it that you really want to think about money, and owning that truth is the first step. And then once we own that truth, then we can have a look at, is this really the place where we want to be earning this money by doing the, well, another way, maybe I will look and show you another way. So if your truth is, let's say that your truth is you want to use money as a tool, meaning that you want to work on this, creating this impact. You want to create all of these wonderful things in the world, and you also want to monetize that so that you can sustain doing all the things that you're wanting to do. Then you can start then asking yourself, is this the place where I want to be doing that, where I'm currently working, or where you currently are, or you want to do it somewhere else? And if your truth is that you want to do it somewhere else, then you can start thinking about, how do you want that? How do you want to make that happen? What are the ways you want to make that happen? Right? And then what are you willing to do? What experiments, or what different ways you want to find out? What is that exactly that you're wanting to create in the world, and then go and create it. If your truth is money is your goal, meaning that you want to earn money, you want to do all the things because of money, then also get clear as to how you will not be judging yourself for it, how you will not be telling yourself that you're greedy, that you're not supposed to, that you are ashamed, or that you're not a good person, da, 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 da. Because wanting the money and wanting to do all the things for money, you can always ask yourself, why would you want to do that? And have your reasons for it, and be very okay with it, and go for it. Like, I want to do all of these things because of money, because I love money for whatever reasons. I want to have lots of money for whatever reasons, and just liking your reasons for it, whatever they are. Because in the end of the day, it's your life, and you decide how you want to approach it. Why not be the person who just loves money? What is wrong with that? Ask yourself those questions, and get really clear as to what comes up for you. Because no matter what the society will judge, it really comes down to how you see it. If you're not going to judge, then you will not even notice what society will be saying. And even if society will be saying something, you will always know how to respond to that. But if you have lots of your own judgments about it, then as soon as you hear someone say something about your money, you will feel triggered. And that's why we need to clear all of that out, and then say, here are the reasons why I love money, and I want to keep my reasons. Or maybe you don't even have reasons, and that's fine too. So just owning and being in that, to say, being in that truth, to say, I'm going to do these things because of money, and I'm okay with that. Right? So that's why it's so crucial that we finally use the money as a tool, if we want to, or as a goal, whatever the purpose that you want to see. Let's do that, and not have judgments around it, and not have suffering around it, because that's not useful. Like, think about Money is like languages, for instance, right? Languages are tools. No one is sitting there and judging and saying, oh, you shouldn't be speaking this language, right? No one's there to say, I can't believe you speak this language. That's wrong, or whatever, right? We never say that about languages. Languages can also be a means, meaning that some people learn languages so that they can be that in that identity, they love being in that country or whatever that is. So, or being an interpreter or having that as a goal. And that's also a beautiful thing because we don't have lots of judgments around it. Or we are not saying like, oh, these greedy things or wars or whatever things are starting because of the language. No, it's starting because of our perception of the language, because of our judgments about the language. And once we start recognizing and realizing that money is a number, it's a neutral thing, just like the language, it's a neutral thing. And then we start having our opinions, thoughts about that number. And those are the things that will then make it very difficult for us to create our own money or seek somewhere else the job that we want to, because we start having lots of judgments about it. And like we shouldn't be doing this work because of money, or we shouldn't be doing this, or we shouldn't be doing that. And as soon as we start shooting, then we will not feel good about money. We will not feel good about earning it. We will feel insecure around it. We will not be wanting to pursue it. And then feeling like we have no other option but staying. All of these judgments will make things very complicated in our transitioning process. So that's why, in order to simplify it, we need to clear out those judgments. And once we clear out those judgments, we will have only our truth around it. And once we have our truth around it, then we can start deciding what that means and what we want to do with it. Do we want to pursue and create our own money? Absolutely, we can do that. Many of us have gone and done that. It's just that as long as we keep having all of these judgments, as long as we keep having insecurities, we won't be able to create our own money. And if we don't want to create our own money, that's fine too. Then what's our truth? Do we really want to work for another organization or for this organization? Amazing. Let's own that truth and start applying for it, going for it, fully on board and making things happen. So my dears, that's why let's use at least money as a tool, if not as a goal, because if the money as a goal is too much of a stretch, let's use it as a tool to really be working on the things that we love working on and also getting paid for it and not being suffering, having money and then having shame around it and guilt around it and then keep struggling with it. That is absolutely not useful. Have an amazing week, everyone. If you want coaching around money and how you can replicate your money or have even more money, or using money as a tool so that you can work on the thing that you really love working on, then let's get coaching around it. I would love to coach you and message me for it. And until then, have an amazing weekend. Bye.